Something weird, my thumbnails. Actually, I'm convinced this is why I never have a 1 hour session because uh, most people aren't logged in by the time I log in. So, evening, sir. How are you? Hitchhiker? No, I'm not going to do it anytime soon. Yeah, I'm laying off the popular stuff for some time. Do I think XM6 will drop before 25? I'm not too sure. I'm good. What's new? I'm trying to make this live thing a regular once a week, as you may have noticed. XM6, I'm not too sure, Faisal. Good evening, ISO JKL. XM6, I don't know. Sony is not exactly enthusiastic about being in touch with me, so I don't have any information about that. Wayne, hey man, what's up? Next review coming up is this. I've not yet finished my script, but it's a very nice set of IEMs. This is the Keyfine or Keyfine. I'm not sure you say Keyfine Delci or Delci. Very nice set of IEMs. Much warmer sounding than a lot of the stuff I've been listening to lately. I think the last set that I heard in this price range was the SimGot EA500 LM, and it was a little too accentuated in the highs. So it's nice to hear something that's much warmer sounding than what's happening right now in the IEM world. But yeah, what's happening with you guys? What is the scene? What are you guys listening to? What are you guys thinking of picking up? What's going on in your audio journey? Are you speaker guys, wireless earphones guys, IM guys, headphone guys, close back guys, open back guys? Yes, in fact, the Delci I do like. The EM6L I've got somewhere here on my desk. I've had it on my desk since December, and I quite like it. I quite like the EM6L. It's nice, very warm sounding. It's not brittle. I think it's thanks to those. You know what these look like. I think it's thanks to the BA drivers, but it's much smoother. It's not harsh in the treble. So, in fact, I use this if ever I'm gaming. So I plug this into my, well, not the best hardware, the PS4 controller, and I use that for gaming. It's terrible hardware, but EA500 LM was, I don't want to call it a letdown. It's just a different character. It's some people might like it a lot. Chinmay, hi. My pick for under 2500. I'm a bit of a sucker, Chinmay, for the KZ ZSN Pro X. I've always liked it. It's the one pair that pulled me to it, that made me want to pick up the set and give it to my wife to say, listen to these. What do you think? No, not many other IEMs in that price range have done that for me. But the latest ones I reviewed was the FIO JD one. It's a good performer. It's I mean, they're all different flavors in the sub to 2500 price range. A lot of them do things slightly differently, but a lot of them detail very well. Staging is very similar with most of them. I think maybe the widest stage I heard was the CXS, the CCA, because it's like an open design. So it does give the illusion of slightly wider stage compared to other IEMs, but most of them are much the same for staging. Clarity wise, the best clarity I've heard in anything sub 2500 is Tangsu Warner. It's still one of my favorites. Very well detailed, terrifically analytical for something that costs as much as it does. It shouldn't be that good, but it's really good. Am I going to review the Truth Here Gate? Yes, I am, but not anytime soon. I've got a huge pile of products on my desk right now that I still have to review that are pending. I think a lot of people are pissed off with me because I've not come out with a lot these reviews that are still pending. But maybe end of the month of July or around beginning August, mid August, I'll try the Gate. And I was planning on doing a comparison with the Hola for the people who still have Holas. And I can throw in the JD1 comparison as well. Just let me see them coming out with it. Only heard a couple of days back for first time. 500 LM is just flawed. People can like flawed things. Yes, we all do that a lot. My wife chose to marry. Man, I didn't know you're married. If you're married, you better forget the OnlyFans plan. Yeah. But yeah, the 500 LM, I don't know, man. Like sometimes, I really wanted to like them, but I haven't liked them as much as I like the EA 1000. I haven't liked them as much as I like the EW 200 for that matter. The EW 200, even for its price, is a very nice little set of IEMs. Um, and that IEM kind of also spoke to me. It wanted me to play certain kinds of genres of music, which a lot of earphones, headphones, IEMs, and speakers don't do. So I really like the EW 200 as well. But yeah, the EM6L is a very nice set of IEMs. I quite like them. They're kind of warm sounding, old school, thanks to the warmer tone of the high frequencies. Uh, Lame Llama, that's a cool name. What should be the budget for PC speaker setup to get something sounding really good? Lame Llama, I was just having a conversation about computer speakers with my brother just the other day. We're living in a very different era, for one, and two is I haven't checked out computer speakers in a long time. But man, back when I was looking for computer speakers, the JBL Spots, the JBL Spheros, Spyros, I'm talking about 2007, 2008. These were beautiful speakers. Logitech had some beautiful sounding stuff. uh, there was a plethora of things you could get. Like Bose had some decent stuff. I picked up one set of Companion fives. But right now, even when I went online, you can't. Bose, I don't think is making computer speakers anymore. I don't think Harman is making the sound sticks, but they're a bit pricey. Considering they're only wireless, I think you can put an auxiliary cable, but they're largely wireless, and there's no separate control port. You have to control it from the sub unit. But yeah, if you're looking for maybe a monitor type system, I think you can get for 10ish, 20ish. You should get something good for a monitor setup. But the whole genre of computer speakers per se, I think, has pretty much died out in the last few years. Karthik Mohan. Hi, Karthik. How are you? The sound quality of Soundcore Life Note TWS was excellent and used for 4 years. 4 years? Now, Soundcore brand also caught up with bass tuning, then lost their quality. Please share your experience with Soundcore. I've not spent much time with Soundcore products, Karthik, but I have heard a friend's Q20i, Life Q20, or something like that. I forget the model name. It was a while ago. But it was only about 2,500 bucks worth, and I wasn't expecting much from it. But the build quality was nice, and the sound was pretty good for what it was worth. So I, at least back then, I know that they were pretty particular about sound. From the comments that I do get about for people asking me about Soundcore products, it seems like a lot of people really like how they sound. But if you're saying that somebody's, I mean, if they've gone for bass and lost quality, that's usually the case. Anyone who ups bass, it's just physics. It eats into the mids, highs, detail is lost. So it's a very delicate balance you have to strike if you want something like that. For example, the OnePlus Buds 3. It's just bass enthusiastic loudness. It's a very flat sounding. I mean, at least that's what I feel. I think a lot of people do like it, but I'm not a very big fan of it. It's enjoyable for most, I'm sure, but I prefer a little more detail than bass. Nikhil P. Hey Paul, I want to invest 5 to 6 into TWS with great sound. Don't want to worry about its durability or no nonsense TWS. Nikhil, are you looking for all bells and whistles? Do you want ANC and all that sort of stuff? Because if you're looking for ANC and all, there's I think a whole lot of stuff you can get for 5 to 6 grand. But if you are okay not without ANC and all, and you just want proper sound, the kind of stuff that I like, audiophile grade sound in a wireless format. Uh, Yamaha TW E3B, I think, is going for around 3,000 ish. If you can stretch a bit, Yamaha TW E7B, which should be sold for 23, 24 grand plus, is being sold for, I think, 7,999. It's the best sounding TWS I've heard, at least. And I'm a bit of a clarity freak, so that's a very nice set of wireless earphones. So check out Yamaha's stuff. They've got good stuff. Faisal, if you can keep one premium ANC headphones, which one do you pick? I've had a set of Sony XM4s for maybe 2.5 years, uh, maybe 3 years. I think my set might be about 3 years old. But ANC wise, it's a very good performer. But one I really like is this one. This is the JBL Tor 1M2. It's a very good performer when it comes to its ANC. And one thing I like about its tuning also is that it's not, I used to avoid reviewing JBL products because I remember JBL as being loud and bloated earlier. But the newer stuff that's come out, in fact, why I started reviewing JBL is because I like how they sound. This one has got a very proper, sorry, where is it? Very proper posture. It's a very, it's a guy in a three-piece suit wearing a custom-made suit. It's very well presented. The overall detail in it, and it's not big and bloated. So I quite like it. So again, I've been toying with the idea of doing a Sony XM4 versus Yamaha E700A versus the JBL Tor 1 M2. I've just not gotten down to it. But I do want to do that comparison because these three are very good performers when it comes to the musicality. When it comes to the ANC, I think it's a close one between the JBL and the Sony. Yamaha has deliberately not made a very aggressive ANC set of headphones because they do know that it affects the tuning, and they're obsessed with a truer sound. So ANC wise, the Yamaha is not part of that comparison, but sound wise, I've got a feeling I might like that the most of the lot. Moving on, Abyss, hi, please, under 2,000 for PC gaming. Abyss AI, I do quite like the new JD ones. They're a bit, they've got like maybe two peaks that I'm not too happy with in the highs. But it's a nice set of IMs. It also, if you go for the USB-C variant, you got 5 different tunings you can toggle between. And I'm not sure if it's in stock. But hey, guys, also if you want to buy anything, I've got a whole lot of stuff in the description. I forgot to tell you about, but these are all affiliate links. If you don't want to buy, no problem. Just go to the website directly and buy it. I won't get a small commission on that. If you buy from the affiliate link, I will get some sort of small commission. So keep that in mind if you want to. So yeah, Abyss, try the JD ones. Check out my review on the JD ones. Check out my review on the Tangzu Warner. Actually, for gaming, that will be very good. You'll be able to hear every single detail if you're into FPS gaming. Uh, KZ Pro is a nice V-shape tuning. I really like that. It does look like a V-shape, but it doesn't sound as aggressive as it looks on the graph. So I quite like it. Anyway, moving on. Just looking at IK Media MTM speakers. Very good value. I think this is for who asked me about the speakers, Lama? Yes, Lame Lama. Check out what's news comment. Check out his channel if you haven't. He's got his own YouTube channel and he's also dedicated to audio. He's got some very tight reviews, very impressive reviews. But yeah, check out his comment. What he's talking about, I have no idea. I have not even heard of this brand, but check it out. Lame Lama will also need to buy an amp. If you're Lame Lama, if you get active speakers, if they're active monitors, you don't need an amp. You just give it a feed. You can get a 3.5 slot into your PC and feed the other side as a quarter-inch jack. If you want better audio in the future, you can invest in a desktop DAC that's better with converting ones and zeros to an analog signal. But yeah, I mean, you should be fine without an amp if they are active speakers, because they'll have everything in them. Even better if they've got their own inbuilt DAC, then you just plug in via USB. Hi Vishnu, how are you? Good evening. Himesh, suggest me Bluetooth headphones under 10K. Himesh, I've not reviewed too many headphones under 10K to be honest, but the two that I have, I've got a comparison on them. They are the JBL Live 770NC and the JBL Tune 770NC. There is a comparison between them. I think I've broken it down well enough to make you understand what you prefer, if you want better features or you want better sound. I myself do prefer the sound, the tuning of the tune than the live. In comparison, it's a little more subtle and it's a little cleaner sounding, a little more clarity comes to the tune. So check that out if you'd like to. Nikhil PS, I forgot to mention the ANC part. A good ANC teacher can noise my head. Okay, good ANC. Then it's not Yamaha. Yamaha deliberately doesn't use aggressive ANC, but ANC wise, man, again, I've not reviewed too many, but of the few I've done a comparison between the BBK stuff, which is the Realme Buds F5 Pro, OnePlus Buds 3, and Oppo Enco A3 Pro, Nikhil. And ANC wise, the Realme is a very good performer, as is the OnePlus. But check out my review on that. I've done a comparison between these three, the BBK siblings, and sound wise, I do quite like the Oppo. The Realme is not a bad performer. I wouldn't recommend the OnePlus if you're an audiophile. But ANC wise, yeah, the Realme. I mean, the Realme is the best all rounder in that lot. Uh, Below 10K range, IM reviews, especially to the Hexa. If I was reading about Hexa and maybe Moondrop Aria will be good. Is there a new Aria? I have reviewed the new Moondrop Aria, but maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. You can check out my review on the Aria. And yeah, I'm trying to slowly expand to more audiophile stuff. I do enjoy doing those reviews uh, a lot more, because I mean I enjoy it for the sound, and the lack of features means my reviews can be tighter. So it's just the build and sound chapter and the sign off. So I do want to do a lot more audiophile stuff, which I will be doing. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm in the process of writing, finishing my script for this. This is the Keyfine Delci or Delci. I don't know how they pronounce it, but I really like how this sounds. So Friday drop for this video, provided all goes well and I get the time to finish it. But yeah, I mean, stuff in that price range, like they've got nice stuff. There's nice sounding stuff there, but I can't help but feel that the whole rule of diminishing returns kicks in so aggressively, because the stuff you get in the sub 2000 and 2500 price range, it doesn't feel really justified to spend 6 or 8,000 on something. I think the real difference is when you're doing 8,000 to 10,000 or 8 to 12,000, because I reviewed a set of EM6Ls that was really good for, I mean, within that price range. That feels like it's worth the extra money. Whereas like the Aria price range now still feels kind of like it's very small improvements or benefits in stuff in that price range with IEMs. And you're waiting to jump price tier. Yeah, so you check out my review on this, the Keyfine Delci. You might like it if you like a warmer tone. I'm a sucker for this. The first time I plugged it in, I really liked it. So it's actually been running. I've been doing a warm up burn in with this for some time. So it's ready. So I'm closing my script one of these days. Chinmay, hi. I'm confused having lots of options like Chew 2. If the Chew 2 is anything like the first gen, I found that a little too bright for my taste. Tangzu Warner, one of my favorites. 7 hertz, it was okay for me. KZ ZSN Pro I quite liked, as I never tried them in real life. Which would be better choice among these? As the main priority will just be listening music. Okay, Chinmay, Chew 2 I've not heard. Tangzu Warner I love, terrifically detailed, analytical. It's not very bass heavy, but at the same time, I did play it with some compressed music just to see how it was on my old iPod. And man, some stuff I heard, the bass that came out of the Warner was unbelievable. But I had heard this after my review. But when I played high res stuff, it's terrifically detailed. And the thing is, it's a very transparent sounding set of IEMs in the price range. So you can tell the difference between a high res file and a compressed file with the Tangzu Warner. Very impressive for the price. 7 hertz, the Salnotes I tried didn't impress me really. I tried the Salnote Zero, I think the first gen. I think that, yeah, there is a second gen now, I think, but yeah, I did the first gen, and the KZ ZSN Pro impressed me the most. I didn't like the ZEX; it was too bright for my taste. Um, what are the KZs have I heard? I think mainly that I have heard the KZ, uh, the new ones, the twos, the Pro twos, not the Pro X, and I compared them to the KZ ZSN Pro X, and I still prefer the Pro X. The Pro X was still a more enjoyable set for me. Like it's got the right amount of kick in the bass, slight elevation in the highs. Whereas if you're going for a more neutral sort of experience, the KZ Pro 2 is fine, but I still prefer the Pro X. Chinmay, I'm new to audiophile community. Well, welcome to the madness, Chinmay. Welcome to the madness. Come and lose your mind with all of us. It's good fun finding out the flavors we like. I mean, it's a matter of figuring out, how much pepper you like, how much salt, and so on. It's just a matter of seeing what you like in on a sound front, what you prefer. If you've been listening to wireless earphones or headphones, you'll have an idea. If you like a lot of bass, don't like a lot of bass, do you like detail? Do you like to focus in on, the small things like somebody's fingers sliding along a guitar string, somebody even expressing through their voice? All these little things are what makes an audiophile an audiophile. The small nuances that they like to appreciate. So if you know what you're looking for, it'll be easy to point you in a certain direction. But at the same time, I know this might sound counterintuitive, but your ears are the best ears. They're your best judge. I mean, you can look at all my videos, you can look at other audiophiles reviews, but our ears are not the same. Our opinions will not be the same. So if you can ever, I will recommend, if you ever can go for the headphone connect event, if it's happening in your city, go for it, because you will be able to get your hands on a lot of these products and listen to them. So try doing that at some stage. You will really greatly benefit from uh, experiencing different IEMs at different price ranges. That's a good one. What's new? Is there a piece of music I'm currently enjoying and have recently discovered? Man, I'm just opening up my Apple Music, and honestly, what I've been enjoying lately, I'm going to my 24 playlist. Um, I don't know. I'm edging towards enjoying a lot of more classical stuff. I've always kind of liked big band. I've kind of grown up listening to big band. My dad was into a lot of jazz, blues, and all that sort of stuff. And then the old Harry Belafonte, and also my taste is kind of gone that way. So I'm expanding. Like if you've seen some of my new reviews, I've mentioned the who are these guys? The Danish National Symphony Orchestra. In fact, this track is a beautiful one. It's "Come What May" um, on Apple Music by this orchestra, and beautiful vocals, beautifully mixed. Everything about this is just enormous. If you've got a good set of speakers or headphones or IEMs, this is the kind of music I would always recommend to listen to. It's big, it's bold. It's not just a few instruments and a few vocals. It's enormous in its overall sort of projection, and at the same time, it's stuff like that gets the emotion out from the music, from the expression of what they've been doing. So I really do like a lot of this stuff. And I've also gone I've gone 90s, man. I've started listening to a lot of Vertical Horizon again. Very enjoyable. Dave Matthews, Danny Go is really good. If you've not heard Danny Go and you've got children at home, he's a musician, and I've gotten on Danny Go because my daughter has gotten hooked to it, and so have we, because it's nice. And I will recommend Abhishek, if you've not heard. I had one of my subscribers recommend this. He's been a long time supporter of the channel. He recommended Soul Hunters. Soul Hunters. In fact, this track is very groovy. Um, if you can check this specific track out, that's the album art. That's the album cover. So if you want to check this out, this track is called Night Right, Niterite by Soul Hunters. and it's on Apple Music. Very nice music. They've got very groovy stuff. And then again, I've gone on to Creed, Jeff Goldblum, uh, default setting for me. He's really good with the Snitzer, Mildred Snitzer Orchestra and all sorts. Yeah, but I could go on, man, with what I'm listening to. Anyway, then Nikhil P. I was confused by between Oppo and Realme, but we'll wait for your views on Realme Buds 6 Pro. By the way, you forgot to the joke on your previous comment. What joke did you crack? The noises in your head. That's going to be tricky. No one's made that just yet. For that, you need good music, man. The good music will cancel out the noises in your head. At least it helped me. Bonito, Bonito Flakes. Hi, Paul. My ears are small. So could you please tell me which is better in terms of fit? Oppo Enco 3 Pro versus OnePlus Buds 3 versus Realme. Ooh, I'd say maybe the OnePlus might be the most comfortable. The Oppo and the Realme are a slight improvement compared to the previous generations of their sort of models, because the previous generations did hurt my left ear. I have a smaller left concha, so in fact, I was noticing if you ever watch any of my call tests and I'm looking at the camera, my left earbud will always be sticking out that much more than the right. In fact, I think if you look at my head, it's not perfectly symmetrical. So you see more of the left ear than the right. But because my left concha is smaller, those Enco Air 2 Pro and Buds Air 3 used to hurt my left ear. The newer version, Buds Air 5 Pro and Oppo Enco Air 3, uh, they don't cause that pain. I never get to a point where it hurts, but it does get to a point where I can feel slight discomfort. So I'd say the OnePlus. One sec, guys. I'm just putting on. Hey, sorry. Package. Something to review again. And you know, okay, where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Okay, Swaraj. Hey, Paul, please guide me. I'm confused between Salno Zero. Swaraj, hi, man. Uh, for me, I prefer the JD one. The Salno Zero didn't. I mean, it was a nice set. It's a nice set, but it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't different enough. There's a lot of stuff that's coming in that price range that's very similar. So it didn't impress me as much as the JD ones. I really did like the JD ones. Uh, Overall, it's a very enjoyable set of IEMs to listen to. Everything's just about right. Bass is enjoyable. It's big. It's full. Um, and if you want five different tunings, you can get the USB-C variant. You can play around with, which is cool. But I still prefer going with separate dongle DACs because it can switch up the coloration of them slightly. So if you want different tunings, I mean, I'm old school that way. I've got a bunch of amps because I like different genres of music on different amps, different speakers, different headphones. So that's entirely up to you. If you don't want to do all that, just get the USB-C variant, and you can play around with five different tunings. Hi, Pratik. Good evening. Welcome back. What's new? Cool. I'll check it out. Yeah, let me know what you think, man. Vishnu about to get the Mac Mini M2 Pro 23. Apple claims to have an inbuilt DAC and claims it supports high impedance headset. No specifications on DAC. Do you suggest softwares or Apple Music? Vishnu, what I realized, I'm using one of Apple's laptops. The amp is good. It's got enough of a boost to drive high impedance headphones, but the DAC isn't so great. I have to say the DAC is not impressive. I've used an iFi Go Link with my Mac and done a A/B testing with the iFi and the one on the Mac. Amping is kind of similar, I'd say, but the overall detail and clarity is lost terrifically with the inbuilt DAC on the Mac. So chances are they're using the same hardware on your Mac Mini. So a man, just pick up an iFi Go Link and use that if you're all about clarity. I think Oppo Enco Pro are going to release very soon. I don't know about the Oppo Enco 4 Pro. Bonito flakes because um, the Oppo Enco A3 Pro came out, I think, not even a year later. It was a year and a half, maybe more than a year and a half after launch. Unless you've got some news. Honestly, I have not looked at any news about the Oppo Enco F4. But if it's anything like this, like the previous generation, it might be slightly smaller than the previous version. It may not. Again, there's no knowing right now because it's all speculations. If you've noticed, I don't have any speculations or kind of stuff on my channel. It's not about news and all because I like to give hard facts. So I'd rather not comment on the Enco 4 Pro until it's launched and I do a review. But if you're looking at buying something now and you really are worried about having smaller ears, um, one set that I found that nobody has complained about yet is the Earphone Air Pro 3. No, Air 3 Pro it's called, or Air Pro 3. But check out my review on the Earphone Air Pro 3. It's a very nice set of earphones. My wife's tried it out as well. She does have smaller ears than me. She's not felt discomfort or pain. Good ANC performance, and surprisingly, despite having heavy bass, there is a good amount of detail that carries over in the music. So check out the Earphone Air Pro 3. It does have an 18-month warranty as well. Their customer support, I've heard, is absolutely sensational. If you by chance have a problem, I've heard of maybe one or two people who have. They've just written to them, and Earphone has come back, I think, within 24 hours and sorted the issue out. So it is a nice company because I think their entire team is backed up with audio engineers and they're audio enthusiasts. And the thing is, I realized this while listening to their earphones while doing the review. So I did write to them asking this, and they did confirm that yes, we are full of audio enthusiasts. So you get the whole package: good ANC, good sound, heavy bass without compromising on detail. Check that out. Check out that review if you'd like to, and remember to buy from my affiliate links if you'd like to support. Who here wants a barber vlog? I don't mind. While the barber goes. Swaraj, thank you, no problem. You missed my comment. Can you please check? Revant, what was your comment? Where's your comment? I don't see it. Revant. I don't see any. Hey, yeah. Oh, I really did miss it. Yeah, sorry. Revant, hey, Paul, I got the Yamaha E3B. The sound is good, but unfortunately, I had to return them because there was some disturbance in the voice when in a call. Can I get the same E3B or else go for the earphone, man? If you've been hesitant about the E3B, because even last time, I forget his name, but there was somebody in the comment section who mentioned that a lot of people were returning their E3Bs and Amazon was sort of selling those open boxes. Just go for a fresh unit of Earphone Air Pro 3s, man. They're a nice set, very enjoyable. They're not at that sound level as Yamaha, but you get all the bells and whistles with it, so you can do that. Sorry about missing your comment, man. It just flew past me. Tips is not comfortable in my case. I'm using circular ear tips on Oppo Enco Buds 2, which solve the fitting issue. Okay. Anand, hi, Anand. I'm fine. How are you, man? Amused milk snake. So I won't really was a 5 Pro, but I don't like. Should I go for 6 Pro? I haven't tested the 6 Pro. I can't really comment on it, really. The review of F5 Pro, S6 Pro is not going to happen anytime soon. I've got a whole lot of products on my desk that are pending for review. A lot of these manufacturers, I think, are not happy that it's taken so long. So I have to focus on this before I get back to a lot of mass market stuff like the Realme comparisons and all. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I'm saying it's not happening any like this month. It definitely won't happen. Maybe next month, but I can't make a promise about it. So I won't comment on that. Kosalia. Okay, best IMs under 2.5. Tangzu Warner for detail, utmost detail, decent stage, very good imaging. KZ Edison Pro X, very enjoyable set of IEMs. I quite like it. I've got reviews on all the ones I'm mentioning. Fio JD1, I quite like, which I've reviewed recently. Blonde, actually, I did like the Blonde BL03, very warm sounding, but I stopped recommending it to people because I got a lot of people saying that their um, cables were packing up in a matter of 2.5 or 3 months. So that's kind of a headache. But it's a nice sounding warm set. I would recommend using it with a different set of a different cable, basically. But yeah, basically that's the list. Check out my reviews on these IEMs if you'd like to, and buy from the affiliate link if you'd like to support. If you don't want to, it's fine. You can just go to the websites directly and purchase these items. That's not a problem. Karthik, Mohan, hi. Why do most brands, why have they removed aptX, LDAC, and HDC codecs? Any idea of additional hardware and software licensing cost? Brands are removing aptX, LDAC, and LHDC. I thought people are getting it on, yeah, because which was the last one that has JBL has gone on board. The last JBL unit I reviewed, they've gotten LDAC, which I wasn't expecting because that's a whole Sony codec going on. And then your Realme has got LDAC. Oppo's got LDAC. LHDC is on the Oppo OnePlus. And the OnePlus is fairly recent. It's 4 months old, 5 months old. Vishnu, camera angle change for next live stream. Where do you want my camera, man? It's staying in this room, huh? It's not going to leave. Yeah, Amused Milk Snake earphone is actually a very bass heavy. In fact, I'd compare its bass levels to that of the OnePlus Buds 3. But why I don't like the OnePlus Buds 3 is because it's just loudness and bass. And because it's so big in the bass and it's loud, there's a lot of detail that's missing. And I like detail, I like nuance in my music. So I don't like the OnePlus too much. The earphone has that much bass, just about almost the same, but they've managed to retain detail, mid-range clarity, high frequency clarity, imaging, all that sort of stuff. So check out Amused Milksnake. Check out my review on the earphone Air Pro 3 if you haven't already. Amused Milksnake. So anybody who needs KZ caster for free, I can give them because it has treble only. Please suggest me. I am that sounds crisp and bass. No, man. I don't know anybody who will take KZ casters. If you have someone in your family you want to introduce to audiophilia, you can try that. But if you're looking for a good bass response, nice bass response, I heard recently was a FIO JD1. Kosalia, I have not tested the Q2, I have not tested the gate, and I have not tested the 02. The Truth Here Gate, I am planning on reviewing because it is, as far as I know, a replacement for the Hola. So I plan on doing a gate review, and I also plan on doing a Hola versus gate, just to be aware of the differences. So actually, I think I'll just include that in the same video instead of making a second one. And I might also do, I'm thinking of doing uh, a comparison, and because I'm not able to keep up, I think maybe instead of doing in-depth reviews for a lot of IEMs, I'll just do a massive comparison of some popular IEMs. But yeah, it's getting a bit difficult. I don't want to do that. I like to do my in-depth reviews. I like to spend time with each product and have the in-depth reviews instead of just comparisons. Thanks. What's new? But where's the link? I don't see it. It's not come up. A2 motivation. Arvind or hi, amused milk snake. Give me I like treble. Okay, there you go. You guys can contact each other. Telugu Booyah boys. So Openco A3 Pro sound quality is better in that price range. Um, check out my review. I've done a comparison between the OnePlus Buds 3, Realme Buds Air 5 Pro, and Oppo Enco Air 3 Pro. And on a sound front, I prefer the Oppo. I mean, there are minor differences between the Oppo and Realme, but if I had to reach for a set of earphones for sound, I'll always reach for the Oppo in that comparison. If you're looking for an all-rounder and you're not particularly so, obsessed with the detail, go for the Realme. It's a good all-rounder. If you want loudness and bass, you go for the OnePlus. Affiliate links in the description below. So, Revant, I'll wait for you to read my comment because you're 20 minutes stream. That's okay, Revant. I think I covered your question, no, Revant. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the link isn't being posted. I guess only you or moderator can do that. Oh, damn. Okay, I think in my next live, I'll leave all my reviews also, the links down in the description. It's not something I thought of, but thanks for that, man. Also, Abhishek, when are we doing a um, some sort of collab, man? Let's do some video together. It'll be fun. Just something candid. I know you're traveling a lot, but let's try and make something happen. Anand Raj, if I have flagship phone like OnePlus 12, does it have we use OpenGL 3 OnePlus Pro, Oppo merged? Um, Anand, when it comes to that, I think. Okay, what's new? I think I told you I'd write you last time after the last live. I didn't. I think I'll do that today. We'll figure it out. I'll write you. Should be fun. I'll tell you which city I'm based out of on email. I've just seen baby reindeer, so I don't want everyone knowing. uh, yeah, Anand, when it comes to flagship phones, usually certain brands are partnered well with their own brand earphones. And OnePlus and Oppo are part of the BPK group, but um, I don't think they'll really sync up with Oppo and OnePlus on that front. OnePlus phones will still sync up well with OnePlus earphones and vice versa with Oppo and Oppo. But there's the only real advantage is when you use the same. Like if you get a Samsung phone and you have Samsung earphones, if you got an Apple phone and you got AirPods, they just speak to each other much better. It's kind of done to encourage people staying within the brand and creating that brand loyalty. Uh, No doxing. Once I have to catch up with. I am a beginner in this hobby. Hi, Tiago. Uh, Beginner in this hobby, so I've started using IEMs with dongles. Listen to music on my cell phone. What would you recommend as an upgrade for my listening experience? If you have the budget, man, like there's nothing like having Tiago. There's nothing like having a desktop setup. At least I love my desktop setup. I've got a topping D50S. I've got a topping D50S right here. I don't know if you can see that. I've got a shit layer 2 tube amp over here. Ridiculously powerful. This has got about 6 watts output at 32 ohms for headphones, which is mad. And then I do have a shit Loki over here, which I don't really use, to be honest. The Loki I use more for my speakers because, if I want a little more bass with bad recordings, or not bad recordings, but recordings that don't have enough oomph. So my Loki is usually not on. And then, of course, I've got a whole bunch of headphones, as you can see. And I've got I don't know if you can see it, but in fact, I've never shown you guys, but let me show you what's on my desk here. uh, Excuse the mess. You see this amp I'm highlighting? That's, well, it's not supposed to be a desktop setup, but that is a beautiful old synthesis flame. It's got 4 power tubes there at the back and 2 pre-tubes here. EL34s at the back, and I think these are the AU7s, 12 AU7s over here for pre-tubes. And I pair that to my LS50s sometimes, and beautiful warm sound out of them. Uh, Tube sound is another thing altogether, man. But I think I'm ranting a bit, so I'll quickly move on. But yeah, if you want to upgrade from dongle, IEMs, and so on, look at a desktop setup because usually I mean, it's a bit more expensive. Some things can be more expensive, but you do get better components. Because there is a compromise with portable stuff. So there are some things like my EA1000s and EM6Ls that I reviewed. I also plugged into my desktop setup, and man, it's beautiful compared to just using a dongle DAC. So that's something you can try. And moving on, compare a lot. Compare FIO JD1. I presume you're saying, yeah. I'll compare the JD1 to the Gate, I think. And then Dema, hi. In future, can you please in-depth review of Sennheiser IE200? I'm Sennheiser, to me, again, I've been trying to contact them and for a long time. I've got my foot in the door and it's been pushed out a few times, so I can't make promises about Sennheiser. Pratik, and no such advantage only if you get all hey melody features on your Bluetooth settings. Yeah, Pratik, that's pretty much it. So I bought Realme 6 Pro on sale. 4200, no doubt. It's one of the best buds. I love sound quality and everything. Okay, I'll give them a check, man. When I have the time, I think I'll do a review. If you do like the sound of the S6 Pro, I'll check it out. Abhishek, hey Paul, what's Realme buds? for work music after your review. Really enjoyed it. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed them, Abhishek. This is what it's all about, man. Your comment is the kind of comment I wait for on all my videos, and thank you so much for letting me know that. And I do hope that it gives you happiness. Anand Raj, want audio experience ecosystem. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much correct, Anand. KZ ZSN Pro 2 or FIO JD1. I didn't like the FIO, sorry, the KZ ZSN Pro 2 as much as I like the ZSN Pro X. I did a little bit of A/B testing when I went for a headphone connect event, and I still prefer the KZ ZSN Pro X. But having said that, I think the ZSN Pro X and the FIO JD1, well, they are differently tuned, but the JD1 is an enjoyable set. I still prefer the Pro X because it's not peaking like the JD1 does in the highs. But the JD1 is a very fun sounding set of IMs. I would recommend. Affiliate link down in the description. What do you think about balance cable? Have you tried? A2 motivation. I have tried a balance cable. In fact, when I went to meet the guys at Sennheiser, I tried the usual unbalanced, and then I shifted over to the balance. I think I tried the 660 S2, and man, it was, well, I don't want to say night and day, but there was a significant difference between a balanced and an unbalanced cable. It sort of opens the world to uh, realizing how much of a noise floor you're listening to when you thought there wasn't one. So in fact, I the next my next upgrade, whenever I get a new amp and DAC, I'm going to definitely look at getting a balanced setup in the future. Very nice though. Abhishek, and what would you recommend in the 10K range for desktop speakers for music? What's new? Recommended something a little further up. If you go up, I think what speakers were they called? Let me just scroll and check for you. He mentioned, because I've not reviewed too many speakers, man. Like okay, I can't find that comment. Damn, I don't know where it is. But yeah, I mean, if you can just scroll up and see what's new has recommended. In fact, guys, for those of you who are new, what's new? Who's here? He's yeah. Thanks, man. IK Multimedia MTM or the Cloud Micro. Check out these speakers. For those of you who are new and don't know who what's new is, check out his YouTube channel. He's got superbly tight reviews, beautifully done, beautifully shot. He's always traveling, at least usually. So check out his reviews. If you don't like the long version of my reviews, my 20-30 minute long reviews are normally a tight 7 to 10 minutes from him, and he always hits the nail on the head. So check him out. And then that Mohammed Aman. Hey Paul, what IM would you recommend for beginner audiophile? Mohammed, if you've got budget like around 4-ish thousand, I'd highly recommend the SimGot EW200. Whereas if you have only 2K budget, KZZSN Pro X, Tangzu Warner, and FIO JD1 is one that I really like more recently. Check out my reviews on these. They've all got slightly different flavors in their tuning. So you can check out and see, I mean, if you what you'd like or what you'd prefer, because each one does have its own characteristic. Revant, but what would you suggest under 5K TWS? Revant, um, Realme Buds 5 Pro, man, that's the easiest one to go for. If sound is your priority, clarity, detail, Oppo Enco A3 Pro. If you are not so particular about sound and you want an all-round package, Realme Buds 5 Pro, because it's great for calls, it's great for music, it's great for ANC. It does ANC better than the Oppo. It does call quality better than the Oppo. In fact, the Oppo Enco A3 Pro was a letdown when it came to its call quality. The second gen Air 2 Pro was a better performer for its call quality, which was quite strange. But yeah, I mean, Revant, you can't go wrong with the Realme Buds 5 Pro. But I don't know, have they discontinued the 5 Pro and brought in the 6? I'm not sure. Because I think the Buds Air 3 are still available. Nikhil P, this is a great channel for Indian audiophiles and audio products. Great effort, great going. Thank you, Nikhil. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to help people understand audio a bit better and hope that they find some happiness through it. Best IM with warm signature under Cookie Jar. I'm reviewing this right now, and I think it's everything you've described. It's a beautiful set of IEMs. I don't have an affiliate link for it right now because I've not finished my review. I'm in the middle of scripting, but it's just about finished. It's burning, so I'm doing the scripting, and I should have my review out on this maybe on Friday, most likely on Friday evening. Beautiful sounding, nice warm sounding. A lot of IEMs lately I've noticed in whatever price range are all just edging on the cusp of being a little too bright or are a little too bright. Even the Simgot 500 LM that I reviewed recently was it didn't cut it for me. This one, as soon as I started hearing it without the run in, without the burn in, I quite liked. It's a nice warm sounding one. It's not, by warm I don't mean it's tube warm. No, it's not as elevated in the highs as everything else that I've heard recently. So check out the Keyfine Delci, and if you want to wait for my review, it will be out on Friday evening. Where was I? Cookie jar, yeah. Thank you so much. No problem. Use. So I have a question. Do you really review FIO JAD audio? What's that? Are you promoting Raghav's business? Okay, I want to buy it because once saw Raghav review, then I bought cast. It was just wrong. Amused Milk Snake. Just to lay this out very clearly, Headphone Zone does not call me or pay me or ask me to talk about any products to promote them at all. No company does that. If there's a company that has ever called me and said, "We want you to promote our product, we are paying you for it," I tell them I'm not interested in your money. My sole goal and purpose is to give the viewer an absolutely honest review about what the product's all about. Now, if I don't like the way it sounds, I'll say maybe it's not too great in the highs, or it's a little piercing, it's not to my taste, or the bass isn't good enough, or whatever. I'm not a bass enthusiast, but I will always hold truth above everything else. I have not been approached by anybody, especially the guys at Headphone Zone. When I first started talking to them, the first thing I asked them was, "Do I have my full creative freedom with my reviews?" They said, "We are giving you the product to review. There are some products that they do take back. There are some products that are parts of media kits that do come to me that I have, yes, but at no point do these change my opinions on anything." And they have always said, "We want your honest opinion because people need to understand what the product is about." Now, having said that, the way you hear music and the way I hear music is very different. The same way, if you were to wear a specific hat and it might fit me, it may not fit you, you'll have the same issue with earphones that fit some people and don't fit some people. Fall out or it'll stay in, or you like the sound or you won't. So the place that you are coming from, amused milk snake, is you need to figure out what sound you like. Do you like high highs? Do you like mellow highs? Do you like bright sound? Do you like mellow sound? Do you like forward or recessed mids? Do you like things that are more booming in the lower mid range or more recessed? Do you like more assertive sibilant mid range or not? Do you like bloated bass or more controlled, well postured bass? These are things you have to figure out. So Raghav has given you his opinion. If he likes it, that doesn't mean you like it. And the same thing goes for me. You are the best judge for your own music, and your ears have to be trusted more than everybody else. I am very plainly telling you, don't trust anybody else's ears and reviews. First, figure out what you like. Once you figure out what you like, after hearing what we have to say about it, then you will get an idea of, okay, no, maybe this one is for me, or maybe that one's for me. Oh, he said this IEM is a bit bright. Okay, I know I don't like bright. I won't look at that. I'll look at somebody else. So I'd say don't look at guys who are doing that, because Raghav is a genuine guy. He's not trying to promote stuff as well. He is also very straight about stuff. In fact, he's not diplomatic like I am on my YouTube channel. He says things as they are. If he doesn't like something, he says it. But I'd say look at it in a different manner. This whole concept of people or YouTubers promoting stuff to benefit does exist, yes, but there are still a lot of people like me and What's New and Raghav also, who I think are genuine about all of our reviews. So, sorry, I went on a rant. I need to move on to other questions. I came to media. Small doubt. I saw some IM without mic. How would you recommend to add mic? IM without mic. Mohammed, you change the cable. You get a cable that has a microphone. That's the simplest thing. Or even for that matter, if you're using an IEM with a dongle DAC, or even if it's a USB-C and if it doesn't have a mic, your phone's microphone automatically takes over. So you can just talk from your phone's mic if that's what you want. Thanks, Mohammed. Yeah, thank you. Aditya Shekhar says, any cheap DAC for lightning cable to 3.5? The best lightning cable to 3.5, honestly, is the Apple one, man. It's a very good little sort of DAC. But I haven't found, I don't know if there's anyone who's making lightning to 3.5 anymore, because even lightning is kind of dying out now. So that's a tricky one. Um, Arid Pint. JBL, I don't know if that's your real name or if I've butchered it. JBL Tune Beam and 230 NC, which one is better? I've got a review on this. You can check out that comparison. I prefer the Tune Beam. But one thing you need to know is the 230 NC, I'll tell you. I've got a lot of people leaving comments saying that the 230 NC uh, uh, sort of stops charging. So one bud dies. Or even when you close the lid, it still stays on. It doesn't switch off. So a lot of people have had this issue with the 230 a lot. So they've gotten replacements. Some people even up to 3 and 4 replacements with the 230 NC. Some people even upgraded from the 230 NC to the Tune Beam. Sound wise, the Tune Beam is beautifully tuned compared to the 230. I prefer the Tune Beam. Check out my review on it if you haven't already. But I have had maybe 2 or 3 people say that the same issue the 230 had has been carried over to the Tune Beam. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Moving on. Amusement. Don't. Okay, why? Big issue, no base. Which one is better? JBL Tune Beam, which one is better? I think I answered your question. Filtered best hi-fi audio system under 5K. Man, I don't know if you're like, are you being serious or what? Is this a serious question? Best hi-fi audio system under 5K? Are you talking about a full speaker amp DAC setup or analog setup or what? And is it 5K or is it 50K? So headphones, yeah, TVS. You're a music producer. If you're a music producer, consider getting IEMs. Pick up the if you're mixing tracks, get something that's flat. EW200 from SimGot is a nice option. Uh, if you want something with color in the highs and the bass, KZ ZSN Pro X. If you want a lot of detail, Tangzu Warner. Check out my reviews on these products. Send them to me. I could do with some money. New headphone. Kaos, huh? Okay. if there's if there are no any good ones, I can extend the budget. I'm looking for good sounding one under budget. Hi-fi system filtered under 5K, man. Hi-fi, I don't think exists. You can buy separate components. Like I've reviewed a Fozzy Audio TB10D. It's a tiny little Class D amplifier, very powerful amp, and in fact, you can give it more of a power boost if you get a different power brick. It's a nice, it's hi-fi, but it's not hi-fi. Like I tried it out the other day because the DAC in my surround receiver packed up, and I paired it with my desktop D50S. As good as this DAC is, it just didn't cut it compared to the hi-fi amp that I had. I mean, I'm still using it. The amp segment of it is still working, so I'm still using it. But the hi-fi, I mean, again, you need to figure out what do you want from hi-fi. What is your definition of hi-fi? If you're looking at a tight budget, uh, then getting separate components is going to be very difficult in that budget. High Titan Yamaha E7B is good price at 7,500. Man, it's daylight robbery at 7,500. Yeah, it's one of the best sounding TWS earphones I've heard. It shouldn't be sold for less than 24,000. Abhishek, others. In fact, Titan, check out my review on it if you want to. It's not for everybody. If you're into heavy bass, it's not for you. If you're into loud music, it's not for you. Yamaha has sort of tuned it for trueness in its overall presentation. It's a very honest sounding set of earphones, very true to the overall production of the sound that comes through it. I found them to be the one set of wireless earphones that really connected with me. In fact, that year that I reviewed it, there were only 3 products that connected with me: KZ ZSN Pro X, Yamaha TWE7B, and Bear Dynamic DT900 Pro X. These were the best sounding that I liked that year. So E7B is great. The TW is under 5K. Others, check out my review of OnePlus Buds 3 versus Realme Buds Air 5 Pro versus Oppo Enco Air 3 Pro. All great. Depending on your taste, you can choose one. Thank you so much. You cleared my doubt. No problem. Karthik Mohan, first, it's better to understand our taste in sound signatures, see EQ charts, listen to multiple reviews, go to store, try demo unit before purchasing. At least it'll match your taste 90%. You know what? Thanks, Karthik, for summarizing what I said. I tend to go on too much. Lizard, what's new? I can sponsor you only if you say if I. This is a good one, man. Lizard. Yeah, he really dislikes the 500 LM. Best introduced under 6K. Again, yeah, 6K. What I've heard, Realme Budget 5 Pro is a good all rounder. Vikrami, I'm looking for beginner IEM for my 12-year-old. Oh, who is learning to play piano now. What would you suggest? Vikram, I would not recommend IEMs for your 12-year-old. I would definitely not recommend IEMs for your 12-year-old. If you want your 12-year-old to get into music and if he or she has perfect pitch, you don't want to ruin his or her ears, don't use something that's closed because the pressure buildup can hearing loss and so on. Do not get IEMs, not at this age, not any wireless earphones as well. Use speakers, get good speakers if you want, or use open back headphones because open back headphones also means if they are listening to music too loud, you know it, and you can reduce the volume. Uh, and loud music with a closed sort of cavity that doesn't let it bleed out is only going to damage their hearing. So, if they're playing a piano, I would also recommend tune it to concert pitch if it's an acoustic. Concert pitch is tune A at 440 hertz. The A after middle C, you want to tune that to 440. That is concert pitch, and let him or her acclimate to that and really get sharp with being able to, identify pitch. If it's a keyboard, it's already at concert pitch, so don't worry about that. Moving on, Rohit. Hi, Rohit. Kukija, what's new? And Paul, what would be a direct upgrade from QKZ HPB in the warm tonality, shorter DLC? If we're talking about the 2 to 4K segment, priority is not weight and timber. Kukija, I think what's new should get back to you because I've not even tested the QKZ HPB. So I think he'll be able to help you. He's much better, well versed than I am with IEMs. Nikhil, where can I use your coupon code for your fun on their website? No, Nikhil, the coupon code was for Amazon, but something tells me that the coupon code has expired because it's been almost a year, I think, since I've had that. So it may not work. I mean, you can try it out and see if you get a discount. I think when I first started using it, it was a 25% discount. Then later, I think it became a 5%. Somebody told me they only got a 5% discount, but try it out. Maybe leave a comment in my video and let me know. But you'll have to use that link in my video, in the video description. Go from the link. And some people also said that the Earphone Air Pro 3 is not working through their phones. So you'll have to go onto for some reason, a website from your phone or from a computer. Use that link, use that code, and see if you get a discount. If you do get a discount, let me know if it's still active. I don't know if it's still active. Okay, hey Paul, are you interested in music players on Spotify, Apple Music, or Tidal? Yeah, people have been asking me about sharing my playlist. I have been putting it off. I know not why, but I'm in the process of getting a few things together. There'll be a channel announcement soon, and I'll let you guys know in that video. So stay tuned for that, which will hopefully this announcement will happen this month. Aditya, so in fact, I don't use Spotify or Tidal just yet. I'm still on Apple Music, and I like going old school, man. I buy my stuff from HD Tracks, so I store my stuff on a memory card and listen to it on my portable um, music player, my hi-fi player, and or I keep it on a hard drive and play it through my computer, feeding my DAC, which feeds either my headphones or my speakers, my towers, or my bookshelves. Aditya, so which would you prefer, KZ ZSN Pro X or JD? KZ ZSN Pro X for me, man. I'm a sucker for that set of IEMs. So I had Yamaha E7, but they stopped working. That's strange. Mm, I said for under six was Realme Buds Air 5 Pro. It's a nice all-round set of earphones. If your E7B stopped working and it's under warranty, please get in touch with Yamaha customer care. Mihir, hi Paul. Thank you for creating such nice content. Would like to know which TW should I buy? 12K. I've not, to be very honest, man, Mihir, I've not tested too many things in that price range. Um, but what I do like in the 9999 price range is the JBL Live Pro 2. It does sound very nice. It's not a loud set of earphones. It's not bass heavy. It's a very nice sounding set of earphones for the price. In fact, I grew more fond of it when I spent a lot more time with it for my long term report than I did for my in depth review, because my in depth reviews are kind of stressful because I'll put them on, listen to a lot of concentration, hammer out a script, and I take a few days for that. But long term, I was using it for maybe about 2.5, 3 weeks before I made the video, and it really grew on me. The JBL Live Pro 2. Check out my review on it. I think there's an affiliate link down below, if I'm not mistaken, and you can buy from the affiliate link if you want to. It will help the channel a bit. If you don't want to, no problem. Just buy from Amazon directly or the JBL website. Moving on. Hello, Paul. Hope you're doing good, man. Yeah, Evil Core. Yes, I am. How are you doing? Deepak, okay, how many days stop working? One says, please let us know. Really should help us. Okay, Nikhil Shah. Deepak, both sides stop working. You will call. What's the best stereo speakers I can get under 6K? Man, I need to start reviewing speakers. I want to place on a table like good old days Sony stereo speakers. I'm not looking high end ones. Evil Core, I have been seeing a lot of second-hand speakers. In fact, you've mentioned Sony. I have seen second-hand Sony speakers from the late 80s on Facebook Marketplace. Consider looking at something like that, because as far as I know, a lot of stuff that you get now within this price range is usually not too good. It's not going to be satisfying, and you're going to spend 6K. I'm not saying 6K is not a lot of money. 6K is a lot of money, yes, but you're going to spend 6K and you might be disappointed. So if you do pick up a set of, let's say, seasoned Sonys from, let's say, the late 80s, you go to somebody's house, listen to it. If you like it, pick it up, see if it fits within your price range. If it doesn't, or if you don't like the sound, you can just not buy it. So I'd say the best thing to do is just go listen to a few speakers, because I myself haven't listened to many in this price range. I'm trying to see if it's possible to do so. Going forward, there are some people who've written to me recently who do want to send some speakers for reviews. So I'm going to try and expand. It's difficult for one guy to do as much as I'm doing, but I'll try. But yeah, I mean, consider Facebook Marketplace. There's a lot of good secondhand stuff out there. Um, so I emailed them, but no response has been received. What should I do? Doesn't Yamaha have a number, a toll-free number, or something you can call? If you can call them, I don't know if somebody is actually sitting and looking at um, emails. What should I do? Mahir Pandey, check out the OpenCo X2. Yes, price change. Okay, are you associated with the Divas alcohol brand? Happy birthday. I'm sure you know that, man. So I just never had them. Uh, yeah, man. What is this? Arid pint. What's wrong with you? Yeah, I'm with you, Lasered. Rohit, full time YouTube when? Not anytime soon, man. Not anytime soon. I don't have the numbers to make this full time just yet. Even right now, whatever I'm doing, I'm just about managing to do. Dr. J, hello, what's up? Hey, nothing much. What's up with you? Welcome to today's live. And I've gone past 1 hour, so I was hoping I'd do 1 hour today, but I need to try and make sure it's less than 1.5 hours. Last few lives have been too long. My cousin who's sitting in America sits and watches all my videos, including the long 1.5 hour lives. So I want to try and make it a bit shorter for him. Which lasts longer, TWS or neckband? Usually neckbands do, because the first thing that packs up on a TWS is a battery, and the cells in it usually are 40 mAh, 70, 80 mAh. It's a tiny cell. It can only do so many cycles of recharge until it just goes flat, and it's a write off. You can't repair it. Whereas neck bands, I think the Yamaha one I reviewed had a 200, or was it a 400 mAh battery. So the larger the battery, it will degrade over time, but it will last longer because it is a larger cell. Evil Code, Dolby versus DTS. Which do you think is the best? Or do you think it's a gimmick? Personally, like DTS for movies. Evil Core, are you talking about? Yeah, you're talking about surround sound, right? On a proper amplifier, not on these wireless earphones, right? If you're talking about that, then yes, I found DTS to be, for lack of a way to describe it, it's a lot more disciplined. The focus at which is able to pinpoint every channel is, I find, to be much cleaner. Dolby is more of a blur. It's kind of out of focus where things are still trying to figure themselves out. But there are newest things like that have improved these things. There's better hardware and so on. But yeah, I've found myself preferring DTS as well for movies. It is a little better. It's no, I won't say pin sharp compared to being like a big brush with Dolby, but it seems more refined with its separation. Aditya, Oppo versus Realme versus OnePlus in terms of fit comfort for small ears. I think the OnePlus fit me best, but Aditya, everyone's ears are different, man. It's not just about what you hear; it's about the feel. My ears are going to be different to yours. Yours are going to be different compared to everybody else. Um, I found the OnePlus to be the most comfortable of the three. I didn't have any pain or discomfort in my left ear. I do have a smaller left concha, which does get uncomfortable and hurt with some products. The Oppo and Realme were slightly uncomfortable, but not really. The newer versions, the previous versions used to hurt me, but the OnePlus has never caused any form of discomfort. Sarang, hi, Toothia Gate isn't great reviewed by other reviews on YouTube. What's your thoughts? Oh, I thought the Gate would get good reviews, but no, I've not reviewed the Gate yet. I want to review the Gate, but I'm swamped with a whole bunch of reviews, so I'm not going to review it just yet. Maybe end of the month or next month, I will try and get my hands on it. In fact, I want to do a comparison between the Hola and the Gate just to see what the differences are between the two. Mohammad Aman, hey man, checked up on the IMs you recommended for beginners. I had previously used KZ ZSN. I like clear vocals with wide soundstage and good clarity. Prefer those more than bass. Um, Stage I find usually is very similar for most of these IEMs in the sub 2000 price range. What you're asking, I think, man, honestly, the most enjoyable ones I've heard in the 2K range have always been the KZ ZSN Pro X. I really like them. They spoke to me. They were very enjoyable to listen to. The ZSN Pro 2 I heard recently, and it didn't impress me as much as the ZSN Pro X. I did a A/B testing between the two, and I still prefer the Pro X at the headphone connect event, but I still prefer the Pro X. Does DAC have tubes, or is it just amps that come with tubes? Don't know much about tubes. It's usually amps that come with tubes, Vishnu. DACs just do the business of converting ones and zeros to an analog signal. And tubes, well, the tube is a very simple circuit actually. There's not a very complicated thing that goes on. But you do have power tubes and you have pre-tubes. So the power tubes do help in uh, amplifying the sound, and the pre-tubes are what add a certain amount, or should I say more of the tonal quality to everything than the power tubes. But having said that, power tubes are also known to create a certain kind of tone with music. Any plans to do soundbar reviews, Arun? Good question, man. I'm just in the process of um, slowly moving on to portable speakers. There's a company whose speaker is with me right now, and it's a very impressive little one for the price. But soundbars, maybe not just yet, but I do want to expand eventually over to that. So I might, going forward, I was thinking I might have specific months where I'll do IEMs and then TWS and then headphones and then portable speakers and then sound bars, because it's a lot to do for just one person, and I like to switch things up. The V-shaped sound signature versus other signature. Which one do you suggest? It depends on your preference. It depends on your mood. I have a whole bunch of headphones because I like different headphones for different genres of music. V shape is usually a lot more fun for things like rock and metal and so on and so forth. I do not like a V shape tuning for classical music or operatic stuff or orchestral stuff or big band stuff. I prefer things that are more maybe studio kind of tuning or very slight elevation in the highs and lower frequencies. By elevation, I mean flat, but I reduce the mids. So I don't like boosting. If it's EQing that's happening, I don't boost stuff. I reduce stuff basically. So V shape is fine for the heavier stuff because that is more fun. It's more enthusiastic. Whereas, for example, the EW 200 is not V shape at all, but oh man, it's beautiful for classical stuff, jazz, blues. It's not big in the bass. It's just about right. It's not over. It's not bloated. It's well constructed. So it's a matter of taste, Dr. J. Um, Ella Version, hi. What do you think about Meze Alba? Waiting for your review. Yes, I want to review the Albas as well. In fact, I've got a whole bunch of IEMs that I really do want to do. Maybe end of the month, beginning next month, I'll get my hands on them. Any idea of reviewing Realme Budget 6? No, not anytime soon. Once I'm done with everything that's on my desk and a few more audiophile reviews, I just need to do the audiophile stuff for a reset. I've been doing too much mass market stuff. Evil Chorus, yeah, for music, Dolby is like something you can achieve with the equalizer. They still need to work on their move. Yeah, DTS deserves more recognition. Yes, I agree with you. Is it a myth that cables without mic sound better for IEMs? Uh, I don't know. I've not done the test, Evil Core. But there seems to be some sort of logical explanation to what you're saying, because it's one less cable, it's a little less interference. Current is not running through that cable while the other two cables are receiving current. So there's a possibility of it. The only way to test a myth is to actually do it scientifically, do it logically, and it's again it's like that whole concept of a lot of people said, still say in fact, that cables make a big difference to your music system. There are people who believe it, there are people who don't. A lot of people say it's snake oil, a lot of people say it doesn't, which is why I always say, if you have heard something and you're curious enough to find out about it for yourself, test it yourself. If cables do change the sound of your system, get them. No harm, no foul. If they don't get them. It's pretty simple, but it's very important to test these myths yourself. Test the snake oil for yourself. Pratik of Gate IM. What is this a question? I'm not following. Uh, X BGMI. What do you consider King Ultra budget IEMs, like around $20? For me, it's the KZ ZSN Pro X. Then the next one I like is the Tangzu Warner. Then maybe the JD one, because it's kind of the newest and slightly different to the others, but it's a little too sparkly in the highs in some regions. Sarang, also, is DD Hi-Fi DAC by Headphone Zone good product for a person who hasn't used a DAC or amp in his life? Any other option in budget? Yeah, Sarang, I'd say it's a pretty good starting thing. Like, I would recommend the Hi-Fi Go Link, but I think it's twice the price. But the DD Hi-Fi, in fact, I've done a comparison between the DD Hi-Fi DAC and the Hi-Fi Go Link, and man, it took me ages to decipher the differences between them. They're very similar, but there is coloration between them. Things are a bit different. But yeah, the DD Hi-Fi is good. Affiliate link below if you want. If you don't want to support, it's okay. Go to the headphones website and buy it from their link. No issue. Dr. J, for hip hop, which sound signature? Hip hop. I mean, you like heavy bass. Hip hop is usually associated with that. V shape, man. V shape is the way to go. Planning to put two more speakers around the back doors in my car. Currently, there's only two speakers in the front. If I'm putting speakers in the back, I lose the complete stereo effect from music. Um, um, man, I don't know, man. Car audio is not my thing, in the sense if you're a stereophile, man, I like stereo so much. So my setup is not a 2.1 even. It's a 2. It's just 2.0. I do not have any subwoofer. It's just two channel. I do not sit in my car to listen to music. I never will, because even when I'm driving and I'm on the highway or road or doing a road trip, I will always have the music to a level where I can hear my engine and my road noise and what's around me. The music is always at a soft volume. Road noise does, to a certain extent, cancels out noise of your music. It's like active noise cancelling. Opposing frequencies cancel out. So I've never really invested myself in car audio because there are so many flaws. There's wind noise, there's engine noise, there's too much going on. So I myself wouldn't be too worried about putting an extra set of speakers in my car, because I'm not that invested in it, for purity. But if you are, I mean, yeah, technically you'll have a quad setup, and there's very little music that's set up in a quad way. It's recorded in a quad manner, and even setting up a system as a quad setup, I don't think there's any car system that has a proper quad stereo setup. In fact, Paul McGowan from PS Audio has spoken about quad setups. You can check him out. He's got very good stuff that he talks about. There's a lot you can learn from PS Audio, Paul McGowan. I mean, yeah, man. If you want two more speakers in your car, enjoy yourself. If you want stereo, I will recommend getting squawkers and tweeters in your A pillars, because it'll be more direct and it's pointed at you instead of firing at your ankles. Lizard, watching this live on EW 200. I know. Lizard, you're getting compressed audio and there's no good sounds coming from here, but nice that you got the EW 200. They're one of my favorites. I really genuinely like that set of IEMs. Uh, Ella Watson just mean I am under 10K for listening to melodies. Uh, uh, Ella, I've not heard Ella Watson. I've not heard many, but check and see if these are available for under 10K. I did a review on these a little while ago. I don't know. Yeah, these are the SimGot EM6L. I think they were retailing for about 11,200 or 11,100. So check these out because they are very nice sounding. They don't, a lot of IEMs now are very elevated in the high frequencies. These aren't. They're very nicely tuned. SimGot has really done a good job with them. And they, if you can stretch a little, or if it's come down to 10, try buying it or wait for a sale on Headphone Zone. XBGM, thank you so much for replying to my question. No problem, man. All the best to you. Akshat Tiwari. Hey, Akshat, what's up, man? I'm doing fine. How are you? Blind buy I am under $100. $100. How much is the dollar rate? 8,000. I've not yet reviewed these XBGM, but this I really like. This is, I think, maybe $75 worth, but I'm reviewing it right now. It's a very enjoyable set of IEMs. I really like them. The K-Fine Delci, whatever. Thanks for the advice. No problem, Dr. J. Pratik, there's another DAC from FIO in 3K range, I guess, launched recently. I've not tested it, so I can't comment on it. Sarang, I will define, support you and keep this audio file community review live in India. Thanks, man. Sweet of you. So, yeah, guys, I think we're pretty much done. I think I've covered most questions. I think it's safe to say that we can close today's session. Thanks so much for being a part of it, as always. Now, I've been trying to do live sessions every Monday in the evenings between 7 and 9, depending on my availability. But I'll try and maybe shift this over to a weekend or something. But maybe over the next few weeks, I do have a lot of reviews. So I'm going to be trying to finish a lot of them. So Mondays and Fridays might be a whole bunch of reviews. If that is the case, I will try and squeeze a live in on a Wednesday or a weekend or something. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, otherwise stay tuned, guys. I mean, channels here to uh, help you guys out as much as I can. Sarah and KZ's Edison Pro X versus KZ's ZDX. ZDX has dynamic driver and which ZDX are you talking about? I thought there's only one KZ ZDX. or there is a hybrid setup. One sec, I'm just checking specs. Electrostatic 10 mm magnetic driver. I reviewed this. I reviewed the ZDX and I found it to be a little too bright for my taste. I prefer the KZZSN Pro. BA drivers tend to be a little more mellow usually, but the ZDX I tested didn't have BA drivers as far as I know. It was just electrostat and dynamic. XBG, are you going to review a flagship IM in the future? The only flagship I have reviewed so far is the EA 1000 format, which I think is considered a flagship, or they have an EA 2000, I think, which I have not reviewed. But the EA 1000 is a beautiful sounding. If you have IM, if you've not seen my review, have a look at it. It's genuinely very nice. Lasered. Okay, thanks for that. The dynamic plus electrostat on ZDX I found too bright. But whatever dynamic driver and BA drivers I've heard, I prefer because BAs, I think the physics of a BA driver does not allow high frequencies to be sharp and brittle because the BA driver is basically a little reed. The BA driver was originally made for hearing aids, so it's a very it's a robust driver. It's been made to last a long time. So because of the way that reed works, it's not a diaphragm that's moving. It's not a shrill sort of delivery of highs. So I do prefer how BA drivers sound in general. So in fact, even the SimGod EM6L that I've recently recommended to Ella Verson, I think I really do like because it does the highs, but without being offensive. X BGMI, the kind of music I listen to, you'll see on my reviews. I always mention the music I listen to, but a lot of it is usually big band. There's some 90s stuff, some 80s stuff, some 70s stuff. I do listen to a lot of 50s, 60s era. I grew up listening to a lot of 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe a little bit of disco during the 80s. But I personally do like a lot of big band stuff. There's a lot of emotion in it and a lot going on, especially with when you talk about audiophilia. They are beautifully recorded, beautifully mixed. Bands, or should I say orchestras, with 100-piece orchestras or 80-piece orchestras. There's nothing that can match that sound. I mean, you get your bands and your vocals and everything, that's fine, but the size of an orchestra cannot be met on presentation and emotion. So I have always liked big band and orchestral stuff. Yeah, guys, cool. So I think I'll sign off. I think that's it for today. I think we've had a nice session. It's been nice catching up with all of you. It's been good fun. Uh, yeah. Listen, I try to remember, but I'm very bad with names. I sometimes forget my own wife's name. So you're lucky. Thanks, Rohit. Thanks for being here. Thanks so much, guys. And of course, if you guys want to chat with me, you can chat with me on the comment section. If you don't want to ask me anything about any products over there, and yeah, that's about it. Nice speaking with you guys too. I'll see you soon. Um, and happy music listening. May you always be happy listening to music to all of you. All the best, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye. See you.